team. Thanks for joining. Hope everybody's had a great day so far. Remember, if you're working today, I'd rather you guys just work and not be here on the call unless you figured out how to, take a lunch and join the call. So thanks you guys for joining. I'll go ahead and jump right into it, you guys. It's going to be somewhat review for those of you who have been on my calls before. If you have not, then it might be some new stuff. Okay. So remember, you guys, shifts are now 10 a.m. until 5 p.m. So let's make sure that we are on time and we don't show up late. If you're showing up late, you need to make up the time on the back end. Remember, the stores close earlier on the weekends. Sunday stores close at 6. So if you show up at noon, you're probably cutting yourself short there. Okay, so you can't be showing up late without any time to make it up on the back end. If you're going to show up late during the week, just talk to me regularly. Let me know that you'll be starting at like 11 and staying late. Okay, just communicate with me. Make sure you're taking your 30-minute lunches and your 2 paid 15-minute breaks. Ideally, you guys are clocking in as soon as you hit the parking lot after you get out of your car. So get out of your car, clock in on ADP, go grab a cart, load up your supplies, head right in. Shouldn't take you more than 30, 40 minutes, you guys, to get set up. Okay. And some people take an hour or an hour and a half to get me their check-in photo. All right. And then they say, oh, I was helping customers. Well, that's great. You guys should be selling while you're setting up, but you got to be able to do both things. Okay. And you should be able to say, hey, I got to take this photo. I'll be right back to you. Okay. And then check in, do your selfie and keep selling. So 11 a.m. technically is the latest you guys should be checking in on Connect Team with your table setups and your selfie. Ideally, you're also texting me your table setup and your selfie and not just doing it on Connect Team. Midday, if I've asked you to, send me your midday numbers. End of the day, send me your sales at the end of the day as well via my company phone line. Okay, Mondays and Tuesdays, if you don't know, are technically my days off. So the office covers my company phone line. Again, it's good to go ahead and shoot messages there and see if they can respond on my behalf. Okay. So again, be ready early, be ready for the day by 11 a.m. if you can. Okay. You guys should set yourself up for success on your way to work too. All right. Listen to your favorite music or your favorite podcast. I have tons of podcasts for selling Zena or selling Qunol that you could listen to on the way to work that might help you get in the mindset of being on the sales floor all day long and selling all day long. Remember, we're standing for the entire shift. Okay, we do not sit unless you have a doctor's note. Top promoters are engaging 24/7. That means they're pulling people over to the table. They're not just waiting for people to get over to the table, right? And then they're not waiting for the customer to ask them questions. This job does not have enough. There's not enough time with every interaction of your customers and your potential customers to sit there and wait for questions or ask a bunch of questions. You guys don't have 5 minutes with every customer. Most customers, you have, like, if you're lucky, 30 seconds to a minute to drop a line that really gets their attention and makes them think that they need the product. And then you have that product that you talked about, the first one. Then you got another 30 seconds for another one, another 30 seconds for another one. You guys got 5 products on the table. And you have to figure out how to link them all together in a short time span. So moving from one product to the next without asking and just doing it is what's going to it's going to jumpstart you and be super beneficial in regards to getting your sales out the door and hitting your quotas. The difference between, a top promoter and then someone who's just average or below average is their ability to link the items together in wellness programs, the trifecta, 3 items. The thing about natural medicine and supplements is that, it's not just one item cures all. Okay. You have to take a slew of things for different, they work synergistically together to help benefit that, the customer. So that's where we have like the super greens, the collagen, the colostrum, they all work synergistically together for wellness and beauty. Okay. You can just create just a generic ultimate wellness program, or you can target it strictly for cell regeneration and youthfulness, like to help your skin appear more beautiful and or young, so you want to knock 10 years off of your age. That's where the super greens, the colostrum, and the collagen comes into play. Can really help you look and feel younger. Okay. So remember, on a Zena day, we only have Zena on the table. Qunol day, we only have Qunol on the table. Those are your primary focus. I don't want you selling Zena on a Qunol day or Qunol on a Zena day. Okay, you don't need to report the other brand that you talked to the customer about and sold. Okay, because unfortunately, you're not getting any credit for that. And the best thing to do is maybe have those samples of the other brand with you. Okay, but use it as a way to break the ice with customers that are browsing. Okay, if it's a Zena day and they're looking at magnesium gummies by Qunol, you should be able to sell that potential Qunol customer maybe those magnesium gummies, but also the goal is to get them over to the table and get them some super greens and some collagen and some creatine. Okay, if they're looking at magnesium gummies, I would actually probably start right away with the creatine gummies and get them on those on a Zena day. So be prepared with both brands. Utilize maybe that off brand strictly to get them over for the brand you're actually representing that day. Okay, but selling the off brand on a day that you're running, a specific brand isn't going to necessarily be beneficial to you. So we're looking at sales at off days, and then basically your target goal is based off of what the store does on its own. Okay, so if you're selling Qunol on a Zena day, honestly, it looks like the store is doing that all on its own. So it's not necessarily benefiting you guys. So you guys choose a high traffic location. If you don't get a high traffic, when I say high traffic location, you should be 300 feet upstream from checkout. A lot of stores, that's like the same aisle as the flower display. Okay, and most stores don't let you be on that aisle, and not every store has the flowers right there. Okay, it's the first aisle of the pharmacy when you're heading towards checkout, and it's usually on the right side. That's usually where you want to be. If you can't be there, you can go down one, and you're in a good spot. You don't want to be right up next to checkout or right in front of checkout, because you'll get lines of people, and of course, people who are looking for a checkout stand or who are standing in line are not going to buy your product. They're not going to come over and try it. You might be able to take your tray up to them, but the chances of them actually making a purchase from you is going to be quite slim. So push for a good location, be friendly with Costco management. That goes for like the GMs, the assistant managers, the merchandise manager, the front end managers in the red vest. Okay. Anybody who works for Costco, you guys should be extremely friendly to. Okay. Smile every time you see them. That doesn't mean you have to have big, long conversations with them. Offer them a sample, even though they won't take it while they're working. Okay. Just be friendly. The CDS manager also, okay. They tell you where you can set up. Right. So, and then we kind of compete with them at the same time for, selling super greens. We sell our super greens. They sell AG1. They sell vital collagen protein powder. We sell liquid collagen. Okay. So we still have to switch when they're interested in that stuff. We got to switch people to what we have, and we have to do it without slamming the other brands. Okay. We only talk up our product and why it's the best option. Okay. If a customer comes and asks you what the difference is, okay, tell them about our product, what makes it great. You can say the other option is this, and that. Do not verbally slam another brand by using their name, and just don't talk bad about the other brand, period. Okay. Leave it in the customer's hands. Have the customer look at the labels of competing products. You can hold out the super greens bag, show them the back side of it, have them go grab the AG1, and they can do their own due diligence and read the difference. Right. So same thing goes for like comparing our super greens to the Kirkland Signature no synthetic organic multivitamin. You would want them to do a comparison, because they'll find that our super greens are way stronger than the only other organic multivitamin option besides AG1, but it's not organic, so there's no real competition there. So you guys, let's push for a good location. Okay. If you can't get a good location, which is high traffic along the main aisle, not tucked away in the pharmacy, you guys should let me know. Just shoot me a text message and say, hey, ideally you guys are sending me pictures every morning with your check-ins, showing me the location of your table setup, So when you take a photo of your table, right, before you take the selfie photo with the table in the background, you should be taking a photo of that table or even the selfie one. I don't care which one it is, but there should be some sort of angle in that photo where I can kind of see where you're located. Right. I can typically tell if you at least give me enough of the aisle that it's on. Okay. So you got to step back a little bit so I can see what's around you. Because if you're not in a good spot, I'll probably mention it. And you may have to move your table if you can. Right. So that may mean just doing it or asking CDS if you can move. And if CDS is gung ho and putting you in a crappy location, please let me know. I'll probably say, hey, you guys need to become good friends with the merchandise manager or the Costco manager. Okay, you guys have to have them on your side because Costco management can trump CDS. If you go in and say, hey, on Sunday, I was right here 2 weeks ago and I sold 50 units. Okay. This is where I should be every day if I can, and tell them to check the computer to see how much you sold. Okay. And if they see that you sold a whole bunch, chances are Costco is going to be on your side and want you to be there 24/7. But if they see that you sell nothing where they put you the last time, they probably, then they can compare. And truthfully, what matters to Costco is your sales. So if you do really well, technically they want you to do well no matter where you're at. Okay. So the truth is if you do well for them, they usually treat you well. If you don't do well for them, honestly, they'd probably rather not have you there. Okay. So the only thing they get from us being there, if you're not selling, is like $350 to $450 for your demo every single day that you're there. Okay, so that's how much it costs for us to put you guys in there on top of your hourly pay. So there's another reason why we have quotas that are so high. So we really have to go in there and shoot for at minimum around $1,000 is what they're looking for gross sales daily. Okay. So some people I see are selling 450 or sometimes less, maybe 500 or sometimes 350. They're not selling very much product. They're not moving a lot. And most of the time the store does what some people report on its own. And so we're looking at that type of stuff every day now in regards to getting you guys on the schedule. Zena or Qunol will not approve a demo if you guys can't go in there and show some growth in sales versus what the store does on its own versus what the store did last year. Okay. That being said, I have people that are going out there and I had tons of people didn't realize how well the store did yet Saturday and Sunday. They way underreported their numbers. I mean, some people sold 70, 80 units on Saturday and Sunday this week. So think about and they did hit their qualifiers. Okay. So most of those were creatine and super greens. And so they're making some decent money. They're getting $4 an item. And you know what? The store did a lot of that on its own because we have items on the fence. So they're it's helping them hit their goals. You guys have to make sure that you're selling at least as much as you got to sell more than what the store does, especially during these sales. If the store is selling 20 units and you only sold 10 units, we're definitely not on par with where we need to be. Okay. So communicate with me, you guys. Shoot me a message, give me a call if you feel like they put you in that bad spot. Okay. The first thing to do in the morning is to get yourself in a good spot. Yeah, I can't help you if you don't let me know what's going on. All I see at the end of the day is some bad sales. And then I'm like, okay, well, why are your sales so low? Okay. And then same thing with my boss or Zena or Qunol. So use what you guys have in front of you. All right. You got some of the top promoters don't even use the laminates. They just use the product, and they know the product so well that it just spews out of their mouth. All right. I personally love using my laminates on the table, and then using all the products and the information that's on the products. I feel like there's tons of great information and visual aids that we provided you. The packaging at Costco is oversized, so there's tons of key selling points right there on your boxes or the bags. Plus, the laminates give you things to point to. And then, if you have a high Spanish, Spanish speaking, demographic around you, you guys can request the laminates in Spanish. That might help you guys. I personally love to use Google Translate with anybody I know that doesn't speak English. Okay. and using your phone for selling purposes only, I've never had an issue with that. Take your glove off. You see that they're Hispanic, and you maybe introduce yourself, or no español, or Spanish es muy pequeño. I don't speak very good Spanish, just a little bit. Do you speak English? No, no. So okay, no problem. I pull out my phone and I open up Google Translate. Right, and I just give them my full-on pitch in Spanish right into Google Translate, hit a button, boom, it puts it into Spanish for them, and it reads it out in Spanish. And then I sell them on a Qunol day or a Zena day, 2, 3, 4 items, because I took the time to talk to them using my technology, and then I told them everything that they need to know about these wonderful problems or products that are going to help them with all the hard work that they do. Okay. And so use your resources. We give you an extra $10 a month for a smartphone usage. So you guys can use that to get creative. If you notice, there's bulk buyers. All right. I'm not trying to be stereotypical here, but there's a lot of people from the Philippines or other cultures that will buy certain items, lots of pills, lots of supplements. Okay. We have lots of gummies. They'll buy stuff that ships easily, and they'll send it overseas to their family, or they'll repackage it and resell it. You got to keep your eyes open for customers that will buy a full-on case of product. Okay. That's how you end up selling 100 items. Okay. Someone could go in there and buy 20 magnesium gummies on one day, on a Qunol day, but all of your other energy has to be on that qualifier. So you guys need to get really good on what's typically a qualifier. Liquid CoQ10, liquid turmeric. Right. So our liquid CoQ10, right now you got to sell 4 of those on a Qunol day. Turmeric, you got to sell 4 of those liquids on a Qunol day. Otherwise, you don't earn any bonus, even if you sell a whole bunch of the magnesium gummies, which you guys, we know they fly off the shelf from customers in general. They taste good. Customers love magnesium in general. The gummies fly off the shelf. So we need you to sell what's not flying off the shelf, and that's the liquids. Okay, so liquid CoQ10, number 1 cardiologist recommended for healthy blood pressure, cholesterol, and circulation. All right, it's the only super water and fat soluble CoQ10 in the store. All right, the pills, they're not as fat soluble as the liquid. All right, this liquid's got healthy fats in there to help your body absorb that CoQ10 and store it inside of your brown fat cells. Just takes 2 to 3 weeks for your body to build that CoQ10 back up inside of the system, and then you don't need to take it every single day like you do the other pills, all like the generic pills. So, just even if it's just the 100 milligrams of the liquid, you're getting better absorption and nothing gets wasted. All right. So it's not just a 90-day supply, because after that 2 to 3 weeks, you don't need to take it every single day. Anybody who's on a statin drug for cholesterol, that pill that the doctors recommend all the time in America, okay, they should be on CoQ10, because statin drugs kick the CoQ10 out of the body, making you feel tired and lethargic. Okay. In Europe, they made statin drugs illegal. Maybe it's been over a year now. Before that, they would not prescribe a statin drug unless they had already been on CoQ10 for a while. Okay. That's because their effectiveness, statin drugs, their effectiveness at preventing heart attacks is only like 1 out of 300. Okay. So super low percentage of protection there. And then there's other side effects like restless leg syndrome. Okay. People have a hard time going to sleep sometimes from those statins. They get muscle aches. Well, that's the lack of CoQ10 too in there. So get the CoQ10 in there for energy to the heart and the rest of the muscles, and people may start feeling better. Okay. Then you got the liquid turmeric that goes hand in hand with that CoQ10. It tastes great together. So I always have customers try each one separately, just a little sip of each. Okay. So the liquid turmeric fights pain and inflammation in your muscles and your joints. Right? It's great for arthritis, that thing that a lot of people have issues with. Okay. And you can see the arthritis in their hands. Their hands and their knuckles typically get really big and swollen. And that's why you really emphasize arthritis. And you can ask them, oh, did you have arthritis? The turmeric, it could help out your hands a little bit. The arthritis is great for pain and inflammation. It's just an herb or a spice. They put it in Indian food a lot. I always like to get a yellow curry. All right. It's got turmeric inside. But in India, South America, Eastern cultures, they've been consuming turmeric for thousands of years in their food. Yeah, starting at a really young age. Okay. And they don't, or at least didn't have inflammatory diseases like we do now here in America. Why? Well, now they're starting to get them because they eat fast food. But before that, they would traditionally eat really great food utilizing these herbs, especially turmeric. Okay, so this is a top tier turmeric, just like our CoQ10 being top tier. This is top tier turmeric, and it's 1,000 milligrams, standardized for 95% curcuminoids. Curcuminoids are the part of the turmeric root that fight pain and inflammation. It says it right here on the box. On the side of it, it says total curcuminoids, standardized for 95%. Okay, and on the front, there's a picture of the root. Okay, the picture of that root there's like a little dark spot on the root picture. I always hold this product out when I'm pitching it, and I point to this little dot you can barely see. Okay, whether it's there or not, I don't know. It's there. There's a little dot. Okay, show them the dot on the root. This is the curcuminoid. All right. The liquid turmeric, one dose of it is standardized for 95% of just this little tiny part of the root, the part that fights your pain and inflammation. That makes this way stronger than simply juicing your own turmeric, whole root turmeric at home. Okay, or going and getting whole root turmeric pills. Okay, it's standardized for the one part of the root that fights your inflammation. Plus, there's a 1,200 milligram absorption complex with your black pepper and some healthy fats that is extremely important for the absorption of your turmeric. Not to mention, black pepper's great at acting as a thermogenic and heating up your body. So it's going to actually help melt away the fat. So it can actually potentially help you lose the excess fat that maybe you're trying to get rid of. Okay. So go ahead and try them together. We call it the sunrise shot. It's kind of like, depending on the person, I would say something like, it's like a tequila sunrise without the tequila. We're not doing alcohol shots here. We're doing shots for your health. Okay. Mix them together. You can even do half a dose of that turmeric. It's so strong, and that gets you 120 days instead of just 60. So you'd have 90 days of CoQ10 and 120 days of turmeric. Or if you did your CoQ10 for 2 to 3 weeks, you can stretch it to 120 days, just like your turmeric, and you got yourself 120 days with both. Okay. So go ahead and just do one full dose. That's 2 teaspoons of CoQ10 and half a dose of your liquid turmeric. That's what you do at home, but just go ahead and mix these two together right now. And I want you to taste it. It tastes great. They complement each other. It's going to be orange tangerine with a little bit of black pepper on the back end. Okay, get them to try it together. Then you can get them buying 2 of the products that are your qualifiers. And then to top it all off, we got the magnesium gummies, great for muscle cramps, relaxation, stress relief, bone health, nerve health, okay, brain health. Magnesium is essential for just about every function in the body, including digestion and regularity. Okay, unfortunately, we are all deficient. For the most part, we all are deficient in magnesium around the world. And that's because our soil, our fruits and vegetables, and the foods that we eat are depleted in essential minerals like magnesium. So it's important that we all start to supplement magnesium. And especially, like, let's say you're struggling with sleep, okay? It's much better for you to get some magnesium into your system than become dependent on something like melatonin every single night when you're trying to go to sleep. Okay. If you're one of the people that use melatonin every day, your body has the potential to stop producing the melatonin on its own. You then become reliant on buying melatonin 24/7, taking it 24/7. Okay. But the magnesium, it's essential for relaxing your muscles, relaxing your brain, calming your nervous system. If you're diabetic, it's also great for neuropathy and nerve health. Okay. Even with that little bit of sugar, it's no more than a small handful of grapes. Like 3-4 grapes is all that's inside the magnesium gummies. You're talking sugar content. Okay. Not to mention, we could rinse off a lot of the sugar. Just take your magnesium gummies, drop it into a strainer, and you can rinse off a little bit of that sugar on the outside, let it dry, put it back inside the container. Okay. So there we go. We're going to do the liquid CoQ10 because the person's on a statin drug and they have high cholesterol. Okay. Or simply put, maybe they're doing the CoQ10 because they're at that age where they need it. They don't have the energy that they once had. Keep in mind, you guys, men make CoQ10 from 23 to 28. 5 years of production inside the body. Then they start to lose it as they get older. Okay, this is how you sell it to a younger person, not an old person, okay, or an elderly person. Okay, 23 to 28, then you simply start to lose it as you get older. You don't get enough CoQ10 in your foods or your diet because it's pretty hard to get. You have to eat tons and tons of protein and red meat. Okay. Women, they make it from age 18 to 21. Men are the lucky ones. Women only get 3 years of production, then they start to lose it. So if you guys are wondering why we start to feel more tired as we get older, one of the reasons why is because we don't have enough CoQ10 in our systems. Okay, so you got them sold on the CoQ10 now. You got them sold on the turmeric for pain and inflammation in their muscles, either for the arthritis or because they work out and their muscles are sore, or they simply just work hard and they can tell they have a lot of inflammation, or maybe they have sinus infections constantly and they know that the turmeric could help fight inflammation in their sinuses, or they have gut inflammation and the turmeric can fight inflammation in their gut. Okay, so you got them on both of those. Got them in magnesium for muscle relaxation and cramping of any kind, men, ladies, lady cramps. Okay, magnesium, very important, you guys. And then you got them on, you got them on 3 Quinols. Okay. And I think that's a pretty good start. And then you could toss in the turmeric ginger gummies if you want to. Okay. I use those for indigestion and heartburn, acid reflux, nausea, and motion sickness. But if I have extreme joint pain or arthritis or lots of cramping or inflammation, you got to do the liquid. The turmeric's great and ginger is great in the gummy form for people that are on the go or just have with you on the go, but you got to do the turmeric liquid in the morning when you start your day. Okay, the turmeric ginger gummy should go in the car with you or be kept like literally next to your bed like you would Tums. Okay, if I ate too much pasta sauce at night before bed or whatever it is, fried food, and I wake up at 2 a.m. with heartburn or acid reflux, I'm stretching for my turmeric ginger gummy. Sure, it's not great for my teeth, but I'd much rather do that than a Tum or an omeprazole, something that destroys my gut microbiome. Okay. All right. So that's Qunol. All right. We're going to probably go like 45 minutes today. Okay. So we got Zena. All right. Zena obviously is one of our most important brands, right? Qunol's been there since 2009. It's important to us, but Zena, if I had to, I'd put you on Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, Sunday if you could hit Tuesday sales goals. Okay. I need to run as many Zena days as we can out there, and you guys got to be successful at doing it. Right now, we need to sell a lot of super greens. We need to sell a lot of creatine. Honestly, those are our 2 most important products out there, but we still need to be able to sell everything. And the way you can sell everything with a focus on your qualifiers is to create programs, just like I did for Qunol. Okay, so we got the organic super greens, you guys, with 70 plus organic superfood fruits and vegetables with adaptogen herbs. This is how I start every pitch. Come on over, try out the organic super greens. I got the organic super greens by Zena with 70 plus organic superfood fruits and vegetables with adaptogen herbs and mushrooms. We got adaptogen herbs like ashwagandha and maca. Come on over, try it out real quick. Got adaptogen mushrooms like the lion's mane. We have maitake, shiitake, cordyceps mushrooms. Cordyceps mushrooms give you energy. Turkey tail can help boost your immune system. No, I'm not selling turkey tails. I got turkey tail mushroom. Come try it out real quick. You got probiotics, prebiotics, fiber, and protein for a healthy gut and immune system. You have hydration support today. Come try it out. You guys, I'm saying all this stuff as people are just standing 15 feet away, hanging out by their cart or a pallet of product, waiting for their wife or their girlfriend to go around the corner and look at something. Okay, I'm saying stuff loudly. Hopefully there's someone close to me, but I'm just throwing these things out there all about my products all day long. Because you have someone just standing there, not even looking at you, but they're listening to you. And if they're not listening to you, they're going to listen to you because you're loud and you're drawing attention to yourself. That's how you do this job. You do not just stand behind the table saying nothing. Okay. You don't just stand there or sit on your phone. Okay. You cannot do that. You have to get people over. Then when they're over, all right, so this is my super greens. It's all organic certified, no gluten, no dairy, no soy, and no sugar. All right, this is an all organic, whole food based multivitamin kind of thing. Okay, no, we don't add any vitamins or minerals to this product. It's all organic, whole food based nutrients, stuff that your body can recognize right off the bat. Okay, this isn't a bunch of synthetic vitamins or minerals. 95% of what's over there on the wall there is going to be synthetic and made in a laboratory. Okay. And we're talking one-a-days and those other ones that are really popular in the first bay there. Okay. Those are most commonly found in the sewer. Okay. Most commonly, they're known all over the world, but they're most commonly found in the sewer because your body can't break it down. When they go do sewer scopes, they find these pills all over inside the sewer, you guys. So we're doing stuff that your body can recognize right away, the super greens. Okay. So we got organic, whole food based nutrients. We got adaptogen herbs to relieve stress and anxiety, boost your energy, In men, it can help boost testosterone. In women, they can help with hormones like hot flashes. Okay, help regulate your hormones. Okay, and then we have the adaptogen mushrooms. So we got the lion's mane for mental clarity, memory, and focus. We got maitake, shiitake, and cordyceps mushrooms. Cordyceps mushrooms help with energy production. Turkey tail mushrooms help with immune system boosting, fight off things that make you sick. Okay, then we have chaga and reishi. Chaga is known to fight off big bad diseases like that C word disease that I'm not allowed to mention. With inside this mushroom complex, where we have 15 great, amazing mushrooms, we have digestive enzymes to break all of these wonderful nutrients down so your body can absorb it better. Right? We need these digestive enzymes to break everything down that's inside the super greens. Work your way back up. I'm showing the customer, as I mentioned all this stuff, you guys. I'm holding the product out right in front of them. I'm holding it out and I'm showing them everything that I'm saying without necessarily reading it. I'm just pointing to it because I know it by heart. It's in my head. Okay. It's in my mind. So I'm telling them everything that's in this product and I'm showing it to them so they can read it themselves. I'm engaging them. I'm keeping them active with me. Okay. That way they're not just standing there twitting, I want them to pay full attention. I've captivated them enough that I have their full divided attention, undivided attention. Okay. So I'm showing them. So we work our way back up from this mushroom complex. We got the organic hydration support, right, with organic coconut water and let's say lemon. Okay, so we got some electrolytes and really great hydration just from superfoods, not a bunch of salt or sugar that's in these other hydration supports. Okay, like in the ones in the blue bag. All right, that's a bunch of table salt, sometimes sugar. Yeah, they got other products now, but for the most part, that stuff is for people who are working out in 120-degree weather every single day. Okay, and they need that to keep themselves from sweating, or they're running a marathon. Okay, but most people don't need to add that much salt to their systems, maybe because they're probably already at risk for like high blood pressure or something. Okay, or if they're not already at risk for high blood pressure, they're going to be after they do those other things all day, every day. Okay. So what we're selling is daily hydration, not a bunch of table salt or sugar. There's no sugar inside the super greens. So it's a great opportunity to get anybody who's into hydration support, mention, even if you don't know if they're into hydration support, okay, you don't see them looking at liquid IVs, okay, you're going to mention the hydration support because it's a fad thing. People are into it. Yeah, you got to mention what people are into. People are into the ashwagandha and the maca. They're into the mushrooms. That's why I lead with those. And I lead with the hydration support. And then I work my way up some more. We got prebiotics, probiotics, fiber. All this stuff's super important to everybody. Prebiotics and probiotics are for a healthy gut and immune system. It's the most well-known thing for your gut health. Okay, so it's going to help heal the gut, help build up its immunity, help build up your gut's strength, which boosts your immunity. Everything about the gut is super important. So if your gut's healthy, it's going to help your entire body feel better. All right. So we got good prebiotics with Jerusalem artichoke. That's a top tier prebiotic fiber. The probiotics, we're not getting like a huge amount of probiotics, but it's enough to gently balance out the gut microbiome. Okay. And then we have, the greens. Okay. We have spirulina, chlorella, wheatgrass, barley grass, oatgrass. You got blue-green algae with the spirulina and the chlorella. Those are packed full of chlorophyll. Chlorophyll is a great cleanser and detoxer, an internal body freshener. Okay, it's known to help kind of combat parasitic infection and boost the immune system in general. Okay, but spirulina and chlorella are great body temperature regulators. Again, if you're talking to ladies who are at the age of menopause, it's something you have to hit on. Body temperature helps with body temperature regulation. Okay, can help with hormone balancing and menopause. Okay, plus in men, the spirulina and chlorella can get you an energy boost along with the wheatgrass. Okay, so we got the wheatgrass in there, which is great for energy production and B vitamins, the chlorophyll again, vitamin K for circulation. You're getting a lot of vitamin K in the super greens because of all the green products that are in there. So we got the barley grass, wheatgrass. The barley grass is also high in B vitamins. So there is no gluten, you guys, with these grasses. There's no seed products. So the wheatgrass, the barley grass is all gluten-free. The product's gluten-free, in case you ever get anybody asking you that. So we got spirulina, wheatgrass, barley grass, oatgrass. Then we got lots of super antioxidants. I always hit on the antioxidants because it's one of the ways I like to link it with the collagen and the colostrum for overall beauty, and whole body wellness. Okay, so we got the spirulina, and it just makes me sound smart. So we got the acai berry. A lot of people say acai berry. No, it's acai. You got the acai berry, the goji berry, and the camu berry. Acai and goji berry are the number 2 and number 3 antioxidant fruits in the world. Camu berry is another really strong antioxidant. It's kind of bitter, so it's not something people like to get on its own. Then you got the number 1 antioxidant fruit in the world. All right, this is one people don't realize. It's pure cocoa, or the right word is cacao. Pure dark cacao powder is inside the super greens. It's the number 1 antioxidant fruit in the world that fights free radicals. Okay, so all these antioxidants have what's called a high ORAC value. ORAC stands for oxygen radical absorbance capacity. Okay, so when you have a bunch of these antioxidants in a product, the product then has the ability to, technically there would be a measurement, which they don't provide, but when something has a high ORAC value, it has the high ability to get rid of those free radicals and absorb them and neutralize them, kick them out of the body. Okay, so high ORAC value. So what we're doing is get rid of the free radicals that damage your hair, skin, and nails, make you sick, cause big bad diseases like that C-word disease. Okay, free radicals are consumed by breathing. They're consumed by drinking anything, water. Okay, they're consumed by putting toxic polyester or other clothing that's made out of plastic. Okay, or not organic cotton. Okay, you're putting stuff that's covered in pesticides on your body. You're getting free radicals, damaging you straight from your biggest organ. Okay, your skin. Well, our super greens are helping combat those free radicals that we constantly are getting hammered with. Okay, so it's not just a super greens product, you guys. It's a superfoods product that can help with so many different things. Okay, focus on the popular things like the ashwagandha, the maca, the mushrooms, the hydration. It's all in the complexes. Now, keep in mind, our complexes are bigger and there's more variety than competition. And we don't add in any synthetic vitamins like the other greens. Okay, and we're way more affordable. We're only $34.99, not on sale, for 45 servings at 10-gram stick packs, all individually packed for convenience and so that you know what you're getting. Okay, you don't have to do some rounded scoop or something. But the fact is we're for 4 years and older, not 18 plus. Okay, so we're good for the whole family, and we're all organic certified, no gluten, no dairy, no soy, no sugar. Other options have sugar and they're not organic certified. Plus, they're super expensive. Okay, so again, $27.99 currently on sale. 10-gram stick packs, 45 servings. Even for Zena, for the super greens, from zenanutrition.com or on Amazon or TikTok. Okay, if you go to zenanutrition.com, they have more variety of flavors, but they don't have the best price. Okay, you're getting 30 sticks for $34.99, 7-gram sticks. Many of you guys get that stick as your sample product. Okay, they're on sale for $27.99 for 30 sticks, 7-gram sticks. At Costco, it's 10-gram sticks. That's 3 extra grams per serving, and you get 45 of them for the same price. So we have contracts with Costco to pretty much 99% of the time have the cheapest, most affordable prices per serving on all of the products that we represent inside of Costco, especially Zena. Same thing goes for the collagen, liquid collagen and biotin. Same thing goes for creatine. I literally saw the creatine D3 K2 gummies at Amazon. Same serving size, same packaging, $64. Okay, and then when they slashed the price, it was like $45. I think it was $52. So there's no real competition, you guys. Even when these things are not on sale, you guys have to be able to sell when they're not on sale. Do not get your customers predisposition to wait for a sale. So when they ask you when the sale is going to start, I don't know when the next sale is. But you guys, if you purchase something today and if it's cheaper within 30 days, you can always go to customer service and let them know that you bought the creatine D3K2 gummies just 2 days ago and now they're on sale. Is there any way you can get some cash back? And they'll give you some cash back. You don't have to return the product. They'll give them $7 right back cash. They'll check they don't even need a receipt. They'll just check the computer with their membership card and they'll give them some cash back. And this is with anything at Costco. And if the customer doesn't like a product after using it for 75 days and they had 90 servings, they didn't get the results that they wanted, Costco has a very generous return policy. So there's no harm in customers trying these products at home especially with the collagen. I say, hey, you guys, come try out my liquid collagen and biotin. It's the fountain of youth. Okay, it's just 2 teaspoons a day. Helps take aging away. All right. So you just take 2 teaspoons of this Verisol collagen. It's top tier premium collagen that absorbs immediately in the system. It takes about 30 seconds. Nothing gets wasted like with the other collagens. Those other collagens are a large peptide powdered collagen. People put it in coffee and it destroys the collagen, makes it not super beneficial anymore. It destroys the amino acid profile. Usually it's the heat and the acids in the coffee that do that. I bet you didn't know that. You're probably doing it at home right now, huh? Yep. And the women say, yep, I am. I'm adding that collagen to my coffee. Oh, well, this is a great tasting coffee. You get 90 servings for $29.99 when it's not on sale. Okay. So go ahead and give it a shot real quick. Tastes like liquid berry jello. So you get them on the liquid collagen. Okay. They love it. Okay. Plus they get 5,000 micrograms of biotin for free. All right. You don't get collagen for that cheap and biotin. They're basically getting the extra biotin, the biotin there for free. Okay. So they're getting reduced fine lines, wrinkles, cellulite, stretch marks from this awesome collagen. The hair's coming in fuller, thicker, stronger, less breakage from the biotin. Nails, less cracking, less peeling, less ridges from the biotin. Faster growth. Okay. Plus those people that have the thick knuckles. Okay. You can see it. Plus people that are just simply 50, 60, 70, 80 years old. Okay. Their bodies are tired. Okay. The collagen can help pad and cushion the joints. It's great for arthritis and joint pain. It's that repair factor for the joints. It also helps heal the lining of the gut for people that have issues with leaky gut. Okay. So we got the super greens. We got those antioxidants to fight free radicals. They love it. Okay. Then we get them hooked on the collagen because the collagen is going to help with youthful appearance. The super greens are going to fight the free radicals that help keep their skin healthy. Now I'm kind of building them this beauty program. Okay. So they love the collagen. They're just going to do 2 teaspoons in the morning. I'm probably going to have them do 2 teaspoons at night too, because they can afford it. So we're going to get them back at 45 days for both products, right? So they're going to use super greens every day for 45 days. They're going to use the liquid collagen biotin every day for 45 days, doing 2 teaspoons in the morning, 2 teaspoons at night. You guys have to teach people how to use the products. Teach them that they can do more than 1 serving, right? You want them to come back as soon as possible, you guys, because you guys work every single day. You work 4 days a week. We run 7 days a week in every store, right? If you teach customers that they can come back 6 months from now, well, where are your customers at? Okay. Teach them that these things can be used more regularly than maybe what even it says on the box, because these are supplements. You guys can talk to them and see what their needs are. Okay. There's no true, amount that they can or can't do. Okay. The collagen, they can literally do it 5 times a day, get up to 10 grams of that protein. Okay. If they wanted to do 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 teaspoons a day, no problem. Get them on 10 teaspoons. They're not going to overdo it. The biotin's a water soluble B vitamin. So every day that you take B vitamins like biotin, okay, you will flush it out of your system if you get too much. They can literally turn and look at the water in the toilet. If it's green, their pee's green, that means that they got excess B vitamins. But at least their body didn't store too much. They know they got enough. Okay. If they did it 3 times a day, the collagen and biotin, or they have another biotin supplement, that's probably totally fine. Okay. They're probably not getting more, especially as we get older, our bodies do not absorb biotin as well. Okay. So they're not going to overdo it. Not going to overdo it on the collagen either. So get them on the super greens and the collagen for beauty, for that start to a beauty program. Then tack on some creatine D3K2 gummies, you guys, for energy. Everybody's got to go for a daily walk or exercise. We have to get the exercise in. And if they don't already do it, you got to get them to start thinking about it. It's the new year. So we got to get some creatine D3K2 gummies in there for energy to your muscles, okay, for muscle recovery, muscle growth and repair, and for brain health and overall muscle and bone health. Okay. So the D3 is, for me, I would literally sell that as a mood booster for people during winter. Okay. Because we're all very deficient. A lot of us, I'm deficient. I sit inside all day long unless it's nice out. I live in the Pacific Northwest, so I don't get enough sun. But if it's winter time and you got snow and clouds, you need to probably be taking some vitamin D unless you work outside every single day. So the D3 is going to help boost that immune system, help with the absorption of the creatine and the K2, so that it actually benefits your bones. Okay, but the D3 is also going to help with like seasonal depression. Okay, people get 50,000 IU D3 shots from the doctor to aid in that. Okay, and it's one of the super important things for that immune system. Okay, so it goes hand in hand with the super greens for immune system boosting. Okay, then you got the K2, which is great for people. Elderly people love the creatine because of the D3 and the K2. Plus, that creatine gives them the extra energy. But the K2s, going to help keep the plaque from building up inside of the arteries. It's going to help with circulation and keep the blood flowing. Plus, the D3 K2 gummies taste great. They're watermelon tasted. Watermelon flavored. They can split up the creatine D3 K2 gummies into multiple servings, and they could even do 2 servings a day. 10 grams of creatine per day is very common. So they can do 5 before workout if they're exercising. People who are going to do 10 grams are probably the bodybuilders, people who work out. Okay. So they could do 5 grams before a workout and 5 grams after. So 5 gummies before is going to give them that extra energy boost, that pump with the carbohydrates and the creatine and the extra blood flow with the K2. Okay. And then post workout, they're going to do the creatine D3 for the recovery aspect. Okay. Or they can do some in the morning and some pre and post. They can have it 2, 3, 4 times a day if they want to. Anytime they're craving a little bit of sugar, maybe. Okay. There's really not that much sugar in comparison to other things that people eat sugar-wise. So you should be able to downplay the sugar side of things and tell them to spread it out. Okay. Plus, it's necessary for the absorption of creatine. So, you can create programs utilizing all the items. You got to throw in the colostrum too, you guys. It's great for immune system boosting. It's that cell regenerator and cell healer can literally give you brand new cells in the body. So when you're talking, fountain of youth kind of program, all right, eliminating free radicals, helping the hair, skin, and nails look more youthful. Okay. The collagen can help get rid of dead, damaged, dying cells and give you brand new cells. Okay. It's that cell regenerator, right? It's that first thing that mother mammals give to their babies. It's only available 2 weeks before birth and 2 weeks after birth. Okay. I don't even like to mention that to customers. I just mentioned the benefits. Okay. It's kind of like a protein powder, you guys. It's dairy based milk product. It's got 2.5 grams of protein in there per serving. So there's a little bit of extra protein. But the main thing with the colostrum is the immunity that it provides to you. And then it can help with cell regeneration, the IgG and the IGF-1. Okay. So the IgG is going to help. The immunoglobulins are going to help fight off big bad viruses, okay, keep you from getting sick. The IGF-1 is a precursor to HGH, again, bodybuilders with the creatine. The IGF-1 is a precursor to HGH, human growth hormone, all right? People take steroids or they start taking testosterone injections as they get into their 30s and their 40s, okay? If you have more like the super greens for testosterone production, and you got that can help with testosterone production. Men that are lacking that energy, you got to get them on the super greens, and you got to get them on the colostrum specifically. The colostrum is going to help boost their IGF-1, which naturally helps their body produce more human growth hormone, helping, like, if they're going to the gym and they can't get any more bench press weight out, or they can't squat any more weight, they hit that plateau at the gym or just exercise in general. They can't keep going. They feel like they've just hit a wall. That's where the colostrum comes into play and can get them past that wall and naturally help their body produce more human growth hormone. Right? It's so effective that the NCAA made it illegal for them to use. They can't use colostrum to get ready for competition. It's that effective, which is a good thing. You're not selling this to most of those athletes. Okay. So if there's anything you guys could do to be successful, figure out how to make programs. But then you also need to learn how to read your customers, know whether they're big spenders or know that whether they're just in a hurry and you have to really quick pitch them, or maybe you can see what their interests are simply by like the type of, like, maybe they have a shirt on that they're into a specific sports team, or maybe they're dressed really nice and they got a bunch of designer clothes. Whatever it is, you got to figure out how to relate to the customer, maybe give them a compliment, break the ice. the main thing is figuring out how you can relate to that customer and get down on their level. Don't just be a salesperson the entire time. Show that you care about their interests too, if you have the time to build that relationship. Okay. But just start off with a compliment once you are giving them the benefits initially. But then once they get closer to you, okay, you're touting out benefits to get people to the table. Once they get close to you, give them a compliment because they were listening to you for like 10 minutes because you wouldn't shut up. You didn't have anybody there for 5-10 minutes. You guys are talking like I did earlier, trying to get people over to the table. They heard you. Finally, they come close enough. Oh, hey, I love your hat. That's awesome. That's great. Where'd you get that? Give them a compliment, ask them a question that's not directly related to your supplements. And then they come over and try what you got on the table because you kind of broke the ice and weren't directly asking them to come check out your super greens. Okay. All right, you guys. So we went over the 45 minutes, but we'll go ahead and pay you out for an hour. I got 10 minutes. If there's any questions, I'll unlock it. And then we gotta head out here. I do not have everything I said in notes, so hopefully you guys listen. Yeah. Well, I guess I'm not. Most of you guys called in, so I won't be able to actually unmute you. I forget what the code is. There's a special code for you guys to unmute. But if you guys have any questions, you can shoot me a text message on Ideally Connect Team. Just find my name, Jordan Swetnam on Connect Team. Send me a message if you have any questions, or struggles that you have inside the store, so we can talk about it. But if you couldn't tell, like I said, I don't have any notes. Okay. I haven't been in the store myself for quite a while. I haven't sold for like 6 months. Okay. But I could get out there tomorrow and I could sell as a top promoter, guaranteed. And I'm confident that I would. I didn't have any notes today. And when I do my interviews, I sell the interview people on this job by selling them on the products first. Okay. I will not be able to hire anybody if I don't first sell them on my products. So I'm selling people all day, every day, at least when I do interviews. So you guys really should trust me and try to pick my brain. Okay. I have voice memos. I got YouTube videos. There's not, none of them hit on creatine yet. Okay. But you guys got to pick my brain because I have great tips for you. And that's why I'm in this position. So if you guys are not hitting your sales goals, you need to utilize me. Okay. Shoot me some questions if you have them. Hope you guys have a good night.